Hi everyone, I'm Michael Uriarte or Dr. Mike, and welcome to Technique Talk, the MYK system, and more. This is episode 40 in our series of comparing and contrasting other techniques with the MYK system. Today, we're going to talk about Alphabiotics. If you want more information on either technique, I have the website links in the description below. If you have not subscribed, smash that subscribe button. I have a lot more videos coming. Whether you're a patient looking to get help or a practitioner looking for a good technique to learn, this series is for you. Let's dive in. All right, so let's get in. I've never heard of Alphabiotics before. And so I did a pretty good deep dive research here. And so we get into Alphabiotics was developed in 1971 by Dr. Virgil, and I think it's Chrane, because it's C-H-R-A-N-E, Chrane. So I think it's Chrane. And that's Junior. But when you dig a little deeper, you find out that Junior didn't actually develop it, I don't think. I think Senior did. So we're going to get into this in just a second here. And so, well, instead of going in a second, let's get in here. So it says the technique is rooted in New Age metaphysics and aims to restore balance to the brain and body by facilitating the free flow of life energy, similar to prana or chi. So Dr. Chrane, boy, I sure hope I'm saying that right, believed that most adults are brain-locked, in quotes, in an unbalanced stress state due to prolonged incorrect responses to stress. And Alphabiotics seeks to correct this. So, and then he has a son, Michael Chrane, who further refined the technique, spending 5 years in Guadalajara, Mexico, to perfect the training program. So now, I'm going to go into the history timeline, because I found this on the website, and it says Virgil Sr., so there's Virgil Jr. and Virgil Sr., and it starts off, it just doesn't give a year or anything, it just says Virgil Sr.'s brother was killed, and so he left home to go west, and he ended up working for a chiropractor in Arizona, and he was really inspired by his experience and wanted to make a difference. So Senior attended Texas Chiropractic College in the early to mid 1920s, and then he received a grant from the Universal Chiropractic Association to audit chiropractors west of the Mississippi. And now this part I don't necessarily agree with, because it says that he found the average adjustment lasted about 90 steps from the table. And he had a hunch. I'm just going to disagree with that you know, most of the adjustments only last 90 steps afterwards. I have a lot of people that, you know, got better. And so I don't know. I would have to learn more about that aspect of it. So he began developing the train condyle lift and refined it over 19 years. Now, Junior was born in 1932. Senior had a 9-month waiting list and had clients from all over the country. Junior then went to Texas Chiropractic College in 1952 and then worked with his dad. So Junior worked with Senior to develop the philosophy and the writings on the unique approach that they had created. So Senior and Junior discussed leaving chiropractic as it was becoming more medical. I don't know what year this was, but the next line, because it says it's the timeline, the next line was Senior died in 1965. And so Junior had a dream soon after in which the name Alphabiotics was revealed. So Junior declared Alphabiotics as a unique profession in 1970. Wow. Okay. So in 75, Jr. and his son Michael went to Mexico to establish a solid footing and soon saw over 300 people a day working together. And in 79, they came back to the U.S. and they established an academy to train others through a nonprofit. So the first classes were in the early 80s, and there was still a lot of research about exactly what was happening with the work. They just knew it worked. So in 87, Michael started teaching with his dad, Junior. In the 90s, they started training more people from different professions. And then it goes into some other stuff, some other people that came into the association and things like that. And most of the classes are taught in California and Texas. Okay, so what is it, right? I want to get a little bit more into what exactly is Alphabiotics. And so that's what I couldn't really find a lot of information on. So we're gonna see though. So Alphabiotics trains individuals to become certified developmental alphabioticists, a profession exclusive to this practice. Wow. So I wonder if they have state boards and things like that, that they have to, do you have to get a license to practice Alphabiotics in, let's just say, in Florida? Or what license are you going to work under to go out and touch people and that? So there's another question that I have. So unlike other healthcare modalities, it does not integrate with existing professions like chiropractic or physical therapy, but creates a distinct practitioner role focused on the Alphabiotics alignment process. Oh man, this is just giving me more questions is what it's doing. It's giving me more questions. What is this Alphabiotics alignment process? Okay. I'm hoping I get some more info on this. All right, so continuing education units. It says, well, Alphabiotics requires annual recertification through the annual recertification and homecoming event. Now, the homecoming event is kind of a take on the chiropractic, because chiropractors, we go back to the school, and they call it a homecoming for our continuing ed. And you can do it every year if you want. It's not mandated that you do that. So, but this does include continuing education in legal compliance. So health freedom updates and a hands-on technique assessment. Specific CEU counts are not explicitly stated. But this mandatory event ensures practitioners maintain quality and stay updated, but the lack of a clear CEU information may limit its recognition in broader healthcare context. Okay, so let me just go back for a second. So Senior came up with an idea. I think it was Senior's idea, and then Junior was like, hey, this is really cool. And then Junior went and really did the development and the research and stuff like that. And then him and his son, Michael, started teaching it and formed the organization and all that. So it's been around for a number of years, right? It's been around for 40 years or more, 45. So, or 50, I don't know. Math is not my strong suit when, at certain times. So, but with the MyoKinesthetic System, so I got to go back because, we're comparing and contrasting. So with the MyoKinesthetic System, we developed that roughly, 95, 96, started using it 96, 97, in that time frame. And developed it mainly as a technique that the massage therapist in the office could use to be, so that they could bill for a treatment that they're doing instead of just going in and just relaxing everything. And then we found out that, wow, look at this. It's really working really good. The patients loved it. And we started doing it more and more and more, and then started, just teaching it on the side, just in the Midwest. And then after a couple of years, we started expanding. And then it took, it probably took 10 years or so to get out to where we were going nationwide, teaching and traveling and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of how that came about, was to help with it was just a way for us to separate our clinic from everybody else in Kansas City. That's kind of how I looked at it, is because if you heard my story, I have an almost business degree. And so that was one of my things is, hey, I want to separate our clinic from everybody else. And this was another thing that we could do. The first thing was just getting in practice with so many massage therapists in the office because that wasn't going on at the time in Kansas City. So that was the first step that separated us. And then the second step was developing this and then started using this. And that's kind of how that came about. So the professions that we teach is there's 5 main professions. We got the chiropractors, the physical therapists, the occupational therapists, the athletic trainers, and the who's the last one? The massage therapist, did I say massage? Maybe that's what I missed. The chiropractors, the physical therapists, the occupational therapists, the athletic trainers, and the massage therapist. There it is. And so we're in with all those different professions. We've taught nurses in the past as well and things like that. So the fact that they're separating out, I don't know who they cater to. I don't know what profession they cater to. Maybe it's people that aren't licensed in another technique. But then I wonder, how do they get it so that you can practice this? If you're touching someone, I got to think that they're but they said they got it under their own license. So I'm fascinated by that, to be honest. So I kind of want to learn more about it. I would love to get an interview with this guy, Virgil or Michael, either one, and get more info on this. And then get a little bit more info on what is it that you're doing, What is Alphabiotics alignment process? What is that? I'm fascinated. So again, I'm going to go back up to the top where it says the technique is rooted in New Age metaphysics. So, okay, New Age metaphysics. It still doesn't say anything to me. All right, so how much does it cost? So with the MyoKinesthetic, I'm going to start with us first. With the MyoKinesthetic system, we have 3 different ways that you can get the classes, and we're going to stick with just upper and lower. And the upper and lower body classes you can get through a live online on-demand course. You can just tap in anytime you want and take it. Those are about $4.99. You can take a live webinar where we just learn over the internet with each other, and that's $5.99. Or you can come to a hands-on class where we're, in a clinic or something like that, and that's $6.99. Those are the classes as of today in 2025. So if you would like me to come out to your clinic, I will do that. We got to get, about 8 people. I don't look for 100 people to come to the class. I like small classes. I like going out and having a good class, but I got to cover my expenses. So anyway, so what does it cost to go through Alphabiotics training? So this says it's around $12,000. And that includes 8 core classes, textbooks, and online student resources, along with a portable alignment table. So they must have their own little table that they do stuff on. And so you can do an optional tuition plan where you pay $500. Oh, for an additional $500. But full payment is required before receiving the certification and permission to practice. Gotcha. All right, so conditions treated. Nice. So it says Alphabiotics primarily addresses chronic stress and its effects, which research cited on the official website suggests contributes to 60 to 90% of all illnesses. It focuses on correcting brain hemisphere imbalances and relieving the negative impacts of physical, chemical, mental, spiritual, and emotional stress. So the technique does not involve prescribing drugs. Good. I like that. It does not involve performing spinal alignments. Okay. And it does not provide mental health counseling. All right, I'm okay with that too. And it's emphasizing cause correction and stress recovery. Okay, so what does the MyoKinesthetic system treat? Well, we got, we treat headaches phenomenally well, I gotta say. So headaches, peripheral neuropathy, any kind of numbness, tingling, burning, shooting, stabbing, pins and needles type pain all through the body, no matter where it's at. I don't care if they classify it RSD or complex regional pain syndrome. We don't care. We get rid of that stuff very, very easily. Some other bigger conditions that we learn how to treat in the third class, the A&S course, is incontinence, acid reflux. So those kind of things we get very, very good results with as well. Anybody that has shoulder issues that doesn't have full range of motion, very fast results with that. We get rid of carpal tunnel, tennis elbow, shin splints, plantar fasciitis, low back pain, sciatica. All that stuff are very easy to treat. We get very quick results. There's more. I just stopped there. So there's a lot of conditions that we've treated a lot of times, and so we have some confidence in a lot of things that we've treated. Post-stroke people that don't have range of motion, we get phenomenal results with that as well. So again, I'm just throwing out some of the things that the MYK system gets good results with. So now, class locations as far as training for Alphabiotics. It is conducted at the Alphabiotic Training Academy in 2 locations. One is in Dallas, Texas, and the other is in Nevada City, California. Could be Nevada City, could be Nevada City, right? Depending on. So, Nevada. See, you could go either way. So 2026 schedule includes multiple sessions in each city. 2026 already? We're just in July of 2025. Such as February 12th through the 14th, September 10th and 12th in Dallas. I'm not going to read all those off. Okay. So the program requires a minimum of 21 days of classroom training, coursework, and examinations. I have got to think you have to have some other license in your toolbox to go learn this, because how are you going to learn everything that you need to know in 21 days and then go out and treat people? I got to think you have some other training in healthcare, in anatomy, in physiology, in things like that. So, I don't know. Okay. Class locations for us, like I said, I do a lot of online courses, and I'm getting back into doing the in-person classes, and then we have the on-demand courses as well. So now it says controversy. Oh, yay! Controversy. I love controversy. Grab your popcorn. Let's jump in and see what this has to say. All right. Alphabiotics has faced scrutiny, notably in a 2002 case where a former chiropractor, John Brown, boy, if that's not, the most common name you could come up with, yeah, we're never going to be able to pin this guy down on where he's located. So, but John Brown, oh, look at this. John Brown lost his license for practicing Alphabiotics with an expired license, claiming it was a sacrament of the Alphabiotic Church. What? It's a church? Oh boy. The Washington State Court of Appeals upheld the decision, noting that Alphabiotics treatments were indistinguishable from chiropractic adjustments and carried, all the goods and the bads that come with that. So this controversy highlights potential concerns about its legitimacy in some professional circles. So I didn't know that. So this guy lost his license for practicing Alphabiotics with an expired, I guess, Alphabiotics license? I don't know. That doesn't give me enough information. But I love the controversy. The controversy is so cool. I got to dig further into that. Okay. So, scientific evidence for the MyoKinesthetic System. We have 6 peer-reviewed published articles on the website right now. We actually have 7 peer-reviewed published articles that have been done, and I just got to get the 7th one up on the website. So that's going to happen here pretty soon. So it says the purpose of Alphabiotics is to balance the brain and the body to manage stress and restore life energy. Whereas, what's the purpose of the MyoKinesthetic System? Well, we're going to balance I always say posture. Posture is the outward expression of the nervous system. So if somebody comes into the office and their shoulders are off, we can say, hey, something's not working right in your body, because if your body was functioning properly, your shoulders would be balanced. And what happens when your shoulders go off is you end up usually losing range of motion somewhere, and then you get this pain also that comes with it. So by balancing the posture, we can basically, what I say is, by balancing posture, it's the outward expression of the nervous system. By balancing the posture, you're balancing the nervous system. What comes with that is you get an increase in range of motion and a decrease in pain. So it makes it very, very, very simple. So we can look at somebody and just do a quick posture scan and say, here's your nerve problem. Here's your specific nerve problem that we have to go after. And you treat it, and all these cool things happen. So the technique, so it says Alphabiotics, it does say the technique is a quick neck manipulation, less than 30 seconds. So with the MyoKinesthetic System, it's all soft tissue stuff. So the professions that are taught are only alphabioticists exclusively. But I got to think you got to have another license somewhere else to be able to go in and touch. You can't learn everything about the human body that you got to learn in 21 days. So I got to think there's more to it than that. So CEUs, they don't talk about CEUs. They do talk about a $12,000 price tag, though. So that's up there. Conditions treated: stress-related issues, brain hemisphere imbalances. Whereas we got pain, limited range of motion, headaches, low back pain, sciatica, sports injuries, on and on and on and on with the MyoKinesthetic System. Class locations, again, for Alphabiotics, Dallas and Nevada City, California. The philosophy, it says New Age metaphysics focuses on life energy and stress resolution. The philosophy of the MyoKinesthetic System is we want to balance the nervous system, and then it integrates with traditional healthcare practices. We always say this plays well with others, so you can get this and use this with all other techniques, and it plays well with all of that. So, I'm trying to see scientific backing. It's MYK, of course, has scientific support with published cases. Alphabiotics lacks the similar evidence and has faced criticism for being indistinguishable from chiropractic practice in some contexts. So both Alphabiotics and the MyoKinesthetic System offer unique approaches to improve health through manual therapy, but they differ significantly in their focus, in their accessibility, and in their integration into healthcare. So Alphabiotics, developed by Senior and Junior, targets stress and brain hemisphere imbalance with a costly, this is not my words, it's on here, with a costly exclusive training program, but it lacks a scientific validation, and past controversies may raise concerns. Whereas the MYK system, which was developed by this guy, is more affordable, accessible, and integrated into mainstream healthcare with evidence supporting its effectiveness for pain and mobility issues. And so that's good. All right. So I would love to talk to Virgil or Michael and just get more info, because I don't have a good thing. And I bet they have some great explanations for all of this and all of that. So, all right. If you made it this far, smile.